Hi there, Sagittarius. How are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week I am sort of just doing a bit of a general spread for everyone. I will be pulling some love cards as well, but just sort of going with the flow and seeing what wants to come out for everyone today. But I will let everyone know that if you do comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we hit our first 100 subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe, guys. I do really appreciate all your support. It does mean a lot to me, so thank you. But today we are going to be using the lenormand. I also have the Romantic Fairy Oracle. But starting off today, we are actually going to be using the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Now, this is one of my personal favorite Oracle decks. It's a deck by Lucy Cavendish, and the artwork is amazing. So we'll get started straight in for you, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to be aware of? Energy's feeling a bit closed off today, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know? Okay, so firstly, Sagittarius, we do have the butterflies in gloom, all right? So I think that was the energy I was just feeling there. After sadness, happiness and hope return, all right? So I feel like some of you may still be in this sadder kind of state at the moment and hoping for that happiness to return. But, you know, depending where you are on your own, on the Sagittarian timeline, obviously, energy does shift and flow, and everyone within the collective is, you know, slightly different timelines. But we do see that after sadness, happiness and hope return, all right? So wherever you are on that timeline, happiness and hope are not far away, all right? So even if you're feeling a bit of gloom and doom at the moment, that happiness and hope will return again, okay, Sagittarius? And then we also have Fiona and her unicorn. Isn't that gorgeous? It does say the gift of sacred sight. Okay, so Fiona and her unicorn, it's really about seeing that in the world that is somewhat, you know, magical. The gift of sacred sight, being able to see beyond reality, to see beyond the mundane and normal, to see beyond that gloom and doom and look for the happiness and look for the brighter things in life. Look for that magic in every little corner of the world, whatever that is for you, whether it's within your own life or even if for a lot of people, sometimes, you know, it's really just looking at the little things, like, you know, that whole stop to smell the roses kind of a vibe where, you know, looking at the world around you and finding those magical little moments of beauty everywhere, whether it be, you know, like watching a caterpillar come out of its cocoon, or you know, watching the birds fly around and just, you know, getting that sensation of being free like a bird, you know, imagining that you were a bird. If you're bit weird like me, but we'll grab some Lenormand and see what wants to come out in regard to those oracles. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, butterflies in gloom, please. What does Sagittarius need to know right now? Okay, and Fiona and the unicorn. What does Sagittarius need to know right now, please? Okay, so I am getting the sensation of a lot of new energy as well, Sagittarius, because I do have the stork on the bottom of the deck there, which does specifically talk about stirring up new energy, and I am seeing it here as well. But when it comes to that butterflies in gloom card, we do have, straight away I can see the gloom here in the mice energy. All right, the mice does talk about past losses, things that you've lost in the past, still sort of eating away at you a little bit in the back of your mind. Mice, they do sort of tend to, steal away things, like they'll come and steal cheese or whatever, and nibble away at that. And that's kind of what it does in your brain. It just niggles away in the back of your brain and makes you feel the loss that you've been through in the past. So that's obviously what that sadness and gloom is all about, is, you know, things that you've lost in the past, still sort of eating away at you a little bit there, Sagittarius. But then we actually do see the letter and the house. Okay, so the letter is the start of this new kind of energy I feel coming through for you. This happiness and hope returning for you, Sagittarius. It does talk about news, like news communication, all right, on the way. So texting, phone calls, emails, actual, paperwork. For some of you, this may be quite literal, and we may be like signing a new lease or signing on to, buy a property, those sorts of things. And that being, the happiness that you're seeing. So for some of you, this could be quite literally communication about a house. All right. So I feel as though for one or two of you, that definitely is the case, that you may be signing a new lease or moving into a new property or something like that. But overall, we are seeing communication coming your way that is actually going to bring about a lot more security and stability for you. All right. And so when we're seeing that happiness and hope returning, that's going to bring with it stability and make you feel more stable emotionally, help you get away from this doom and gloom kind of vibe, help you get away from these, the feelings of loss from the past, and really start to feel more stable in yourself and in your sense of happiness as well. All right. So we're definitely seeing some sort of communication that is going to perk you up a little bit coming on through. So I dare say that that's feeling quite quick as well, that communication. All right. So I really feel as though that would probably be coming in, if it hasn't already. I do feel for some of you, this may have already sort of started coming in. But, I would be sort of looking at within the next week. I kind of feel that that's pretty quick energy coming through with that. That's going to help stabilize you emotionally, and help you sort of move away from the feelings of loss that you may have had recently. All right. And then when it comes to the gift of sacred sight there with the beautiful unicorn card, like I was talking about, pardon, like I was talking about with the, maybe just stopping and looking at the beauty of nature. Straight away, we have one of the nature cards. That's the garden has come through. As you can see, some beautiful flowers coming through in that card. But, that really does talk about that social aspect. So getting out and about, doing things with friends, whether, going to social spaces. So like going even just to a coffee shop, but, getting out and about. I want to recommend public gardens at the moment. Sagittarius would be very, very, good for you. With that sacred site, because that's coming on intuitively. The whole, looking at the nature kind of vibe was coming through already. I do feel as though, for a lot of you, going to like a public gardens may actually prove to be very sort of restful and positive for you, to help you, find that inner stability as well. But really, we are just looking at meetings coming through. So, and social meetings, social events, and places to meet people. So, really getting out and about and spending time with friends and with loved ones. I want to say too that if you're invited anywhere in the next couple of weeks, probably go along to that social event, whatever it is. In your case, it's probably well advised for you. You may meet someone who is actually really going to help on the path for you at the moment. Those sorts of things. It's really sort of vibing as quite important. This social aspect at the moment. So if you have been sort of closing yourself off a lot lately, I do really feel as though, just getting out and about in the sunshine, if you've got any. There's, we've had a few days of sun here in Australia in the middle of winter, but, there's still like restful, positive social type places you can go, like even in winter here in Australia, you can still go to a nice warm cozy coffee shop and hang out with a friend, and those sorts of things as well. But I'm really getting the vibe of public spaces is coming through strongly with that as well. So if you're like me and you want to go somewhere warm, go somewhere like a library, a public library, nestle down in a beanbag with a book for an hour or so, and it just helped recharge you a lot, I feel, all right? But we do also have the crossroads and then the book. Okay, Sagittarius. So the crossroads really does talk about a choice or a decision that's coming up for you. And with this being under the sacred site kind of a vibe, I do feel as though intuitively you're going to make the right decision regardless, but intuitively you're going to know which path is the right path to take as well. So really listening to your inner voice at the moment, your inner, like your gut feelings and your inner sense of knowledge and whatnot as well. And that's, I want to say too, that sacred site, if you have to make a decision, like an outright, someone comes to you, choose between black and blue, and you see something that makes you look at it at black more than blue, choose black. If you see something like, I'm feeling the sense of, synchronicity type things like repeating numbers, if there's a specific, anything that just stands out to you, image based. If there's something that pops up in your mind, like an image that pops into your mind when I say black, and there's no image that pops up when I say blue, follow black. So it's that kind of thing as well coming through with that, and it will help you make the right decisions. All right. But I do feel as though for majority of you, what we're actually looking at here, we do have the book. So that talks about, entering into the unknown, starting in on the next chapters of your life, brand new chapters coming in for you, as we saw with that stalk, that new energy definitely getting stirred up for you. But what I feel like for majority of you is that this is you having to consciously make the choice to start the new chapter. All right. So having to consciously make a choice, or, consciously decide, I want new things. I want to be happy. I don't want this sadness anymore. I want to be happy, and actually making a conscious decision on that. All right. Because, it's a lot of people don't really talk about it, but happiness is something that we have to kind of choose every single day. When you wake up in the morning, it's lots of things are going to happen, and some days you're going to deal with those better than others. But so it's kind of like you are subconsciously every single day you're choosing whether you're choosing to have a happy day or a bad day. And we need both. Obviously, we always all have bad days, we all have good days, but a lot of the time you can actually consciously choose, look, all these bad things that happened today, but do you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to roll with it and smile anyway. All right. So it's really, that's what we're really sort of seeing here, is that even when you're having a bad day, I'm kind of getting the vibe, fake it till you make it, put on a smile, and, hopefully later in the day, you realize, wow, I've actually ended up having a pretty good day, even though it was forced to begin with. So I'm feeling like you kind of are just having to force yourself to choose new at the moment. You may be sort of wanting to just sort of lull out a little bit at the moment and not, and like tell yourself, I'm going with the flow, but you're not consciously actually choosing to go after anything, or choosing this new energy. And there's new energy there, and I feel as though you actually have to consciously, even if you say it with me right now, that I consciously choose that I want new in my life, and I want good things in my life, and I choose that. So even if you feel like you need to say that out loud, like I was sort of saying, fake it till you make it, guys. Like sometimes that works as an affirmation to just plaster on that smile until you feel that smile come on through. I know a lot of people are probably going to feel like that's counterintuitive advice, but that's the vibe I'm getting here. That's what's going to help at the moment. So, got to do what we got to do. Hey, Sagittarius. All right, so I'll have a look directly at love for you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know about love? Well, too many. What does Sagittarius need to know about love right now, please? What does Sagittarius need to know about love, please? Okay, so pretty much confirming what we've just sort of talked about there, Sagittarius. Love language affirmations, all right? So that does say loving words hold great power, all right? And that's exactly what we were just talking about, those affirmations to yourself. I choose happiness. I choose to be happy. I choose love. I choose to be loved, all right? Using affirmations to empower yourself first and foremost, all right, there. That's pretty much all I'm getting directly from that particular oracle. But then we also have another one that's kind of the same sort of message as well. And it does say healing connection, all right? And that goes on to say your romance will transform your life. So, once you choose new, there definitely could be a very new connection that will transform your life. We are looking at new energy coming on through. And if you want to heal yourself, moving forward into the new, you will probably find this healing connection as well, all right? But we'll grab a couple of lenormand in regard to those as well. Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know about love right now, please? What does Sagittarius need to know about love? Okay, so once again, we are seeing the same sort of message coming back out again. All right. And we do have here the tower and the clouds. This is kind of letting me know, like it's feeling pretty straightforward, this particular message. This card can mean so many different things, but I'm just getting a very simple, straightforward message here, Sagittarius. And that is that, you have been spending time in solitude. You've been spending time within yourself, within your thoughts. All right. The clouds is all about your thoughts and the way that we think about things. It can be, overthinking things to the point of anxiety, putting ourselves into depression because we are overthinking things and allowing ourselves to, use this solitude to put ourselves into this sort of overthinking kind of a state. And it's got that reminder that, your thoughts can be light and fluffy or they can be storm cloud black. And it's up to you to choose what thoughts you want to exist in. Pardon me. But it's really looking for that silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. So making sure we're looking for that. I want to say, with the tower, it would normally be talking about, taking some time to yourself, but that's where you've been. That's where you've been. And it's making things worse, I feel, at the moment, Sagittarius. You need to, as we saw with that garden card, you need to surround yourself with people at the moment. Get out and about a little bit more. All right. Stop locking yourself away in your tower. Let down your hair, Rapunzel, and get out of your thoughts. All right. And move into that stalk energy, because once again, as we did see that on the bottom of the deck before, it has now come out. So, that's talking about stirring up new energy. So it's once again the same kind of message as what we've just gone through. Obviously, the universe wants you to hear that message. Okay. So, get out and about, spend some time with friends, and get that new energy moving. All right, consciously choose this new energy, choose to stir up some new energy in your life. Get out there and do something about getting some new stuff in your life. Even doing something that you've never done before, something brand new. Just bring as much new elements into your life as you can at the moment. So even if that's the most ridiculous things, like I want to say go to the playground and swing on the swings. Just do something new that you have not done for a long time, or at all. All right, like I kind of want to tell you guys, Sagittarius, like the last a few years ago, okay, I've put it all back on now, but I did lose a lot of weight, and it was the first time in my whole life, in my mid-30s, and it's the first time in my whole life I'd ever gone on a flying fox, and I adore it. All right, I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. So it's doing something like that. All right, that you've never done it before. You've always stopped yourself from doing it for whatever reason. For me, it was body conscious, issues that I'd stopped myself from even trying to go on a flying fox. Even as a child, I was a very overweight child as well. So, I used to always stop myself from, I didn't want to look a fool, or anything like that, and I always stopped myself. And then when I finally worked up the courage to just give it a go, I loved it. All right, so it's something little like that. Get out there and try something new, even if it's just a new flavor of coffee, or whatever. Go out for that coffee with a friend and try something that you haven't tried before. Look for the weirdest thing on the menu and try that. You never know. All right, it's just that energy, stirring up that new energy, and the more that you're willing to accept and embrace that new energy, the more it's going to come for you as well. All right, so get it going, is what I want to say, Sagittarius. But that healing connection is just around the corner. You've got some really, stability coming up for you. It's just a matter of making that conscious choice to get that new happening for you at the moment, Saggy. But as always, feel welcome to check your other placements as well. You may get a bit of extra info, but hopefully I will see you all again soon.